making this so personal.
Torso, arms, legs, head.
Put the camera away. You've taken this way too far. I'm not doing this. Put it down.
We have to do it right. Can we do it right?
do
Can
this.
we please do it right?
Love. Valentine's Day just passed. Couples in love like experiencing new things together. Whether it is walk on the beach, a vacation, a dinner. Love is what makes couples want to experience new things in their lives. But what happens when this new desire is just a thought and blossoms into something much darker? Enter Jennifer and Farhang, a loving couple who are looking to put a little spice in their lives. Jennifer buys a camera and wants to document their lives together. But soon, a different type of documentary begins to take fold when they want to document their plight into committing murder. We watch them study. We watch them go shopping. We watch them sit at a park at what she called a buffet in order to decide who they will kill. They set the ground rules for who their victim will be. And it turns into like a very comical scene as they sit there and basically go through the potential victims that they won't have.
You know, it could really be anybody, eh?
You could kill someone with your bare hands. So how would you do it?
Random, but not too random. You gotta be able to plan around it.
We watch them prep their homes to commit this act. But things soon come to a pause. Farhang is worried about his job and other things, and the plan takes a back seat. Jennifer decides to go on her own and hunt, you could say. She takes her camera and starts walking around. And here we meet Gary, a very polite homeless man who Jennifer tells him she's a filmmaker and asks him if he would like to be in her film. Now, Gary is very, very friendly, very polite, and you kind of like the personality as Gary. So during the conversation they have, Jennifer bumps into Rich Guy. Hey, that's what he's called in the casting, a rich guy who spills the cup of coffee on himself. During this incident, he basically calls Jennifer a slut, and this drives Jennifer into a rage. So she goes back to Gary, who tries to console her and calm her down, and basically goes home. While at home, she has a conversation with Farhang about what happened. And in her mind, the rich guy is the first victim. She convinces Farhang to go and do a stakeout. She basically finds out where the rich guy lives. Farhang basically backs out from the plan because he tells her it is not your decision to decide who lives or dies. This begins the downward spiral, Jennifer, and we literally watch her go from a loving, caring companion to somebody who's driven to commit this act, and her frustration with Farhang begins to grow. Does she get the rich guy? Who is the first victim? Fortunately, Ricky Grimes is not going to like who the first victim is going to be, but I'm not going to say, but if you know Ricky Grimes and you know who he hates or what he hates dying in films, I'll just give you a little clue who's the first victim. So, unable to get the rich guy, unfortunately, Gary becomes the first. Now, I'm not going to go into details of what happens to Gary, but I got to tell you, there is a scene in this film with the bathtub. And I am a fan of practical effects. And as an independent filmmaker, the effects that they show in this film were fantastic in what they did. Now, Capture Kill Release is an interesting film because it is about a couple who begin jokingly and then turns into seriously about committing murder. But ironically, Jennifer is the one that goes into this downward spiral where she needs to have this thing happen. And we literally see how her character changes. The way she treats Farhang, and just the fact that this desire that he woke inside her begins to take hold of her to the point where she begins lying to him. Now, unfortunately, there's not a big kill count in this film. I wish there was. However, now what I like about this film is we go through the spiral that is Jennifer. How she starts in the beginning of this film to how she ends this film is simply amazing. I like her personality change. I like how she continually to basically her mental focus was solely on committing this act to the point where Farhang just became a second thought. It was her desire to commit these acts that basically drove this film. She was ruthless, conniving, and she was not afraid to do these things. She grew frustrated with Farhang because he continually put it to the side. Now, this film is definitely one that you should watch. If you're an independent filmmaker, you appreciate this film more. But Capture Kill Release is a found. When I stumbled upon this film, I enjoyed it. I was surprised because you could tell that while they didn't have the biggest budget, they did well in spending where the money needed. The bathroom scene is key in this film. Watch the bathroom scene. Let me know what you think about what happens in there. And the fact that here you have a woman who seems to be so sweet and innocent. The personality change in this film was amazing. Capture Kill Release 2016 is currently streaming on Tubi, this guy's favorite streaming service, because they have the deepest library in horror. I gotta look at this new site, but I'm gonna contact the people, see if I could basically bring them on and talk about their site because it's one for found footage horror fans, and this guy loves his found footage horror. But yeah, Capture Kill Release 2016, currently streaming on Tubi. I'm telling you, this movie is a fun watch. Jennifer Fraser did an amazing job in her role as the main antagonist in this film, even though the rich guy, well, did he get what he deserves? I'm not going to tell you, but you should definitely watch this film because I am curious of what you think of this film. See, here in Lost or Found, not only do we talk about the well-known films, but I like looking for these hidden gems, these films that people don't talk about that should be mentioned in the found footage horror genre. Watch this film. Let me know what you think of this film, especially the practical effects in the bathroom scene. I keep harping on the bathroom scene because that bathroom scene was a crazy one to watch, especially it really highlighted Jennifer's new persona. Now, she's a very beautiful woman, but nah, I'd be scared of her too. Poor Gary. Really? I'm not gonna tell you what happens to Gary. Maybe nothing happens. Maybe something happens. Should I tell you? No, I'm not gonna tell you. But yes, this is a found. Watch this film. Let me know what you think. I am interested in your thoughts about the films that I talk about in this show. So if you have a found footage movie that you want me to talk about that I've yet to talk about, or you want me to revisit, let me know in the comments below because I would love to talk more about films. I don't care if I have to do another review of a film I talked about. But yes, Capture Kill Release 2016, Lost or Found, Horror Fiend TV. Till next time, peace.